puppy. I'm Sebastian, and this is from Mrs. Mann's class, and I'm reading Fancy Nancy and the Posh Puppy. Written by Jan O'Connor. I am ecstatic. That's a fancy word for happy. We are going to get a puppy, a real one. I hope we're getting a peplin. Like our neighbor's dog. You say it like this. Papillon. In French it means butterfly. I help Miss DeVille take care of Julie. We take her to the beauty salon. We buy her a new ensemble. That's a fancy word for clothes. Paplons are so posh. That is a fancy word for fancy. There is only one problem. My parents Paplon like to stay indoors. My dad says they are too little. And decided, my mom said, what about one of these dogs? I shake my head too big, too brown and plain. Sometimes it's hard being the only fancy person in a family. Then I get an idea that's spectacular. We can puppy sit for Jewel. My parents say okay. So does Miss Divine. My family will see how happy we'll be with the Paplon puppy. And I introduce Jewel to my doll Marble. I show my sister how to groom Jewel and how to scoop her poop. My sister wants to hold and kiss Jewel. I tell her you must be gentle. What a responsible girl you are, my mom says. Some dogs is going to be very lucky. Merci, I say. That's a French for thank you. Two of my friends are walking their dogs. Come over to my house, I say. I'm puppy sitting all the dog. I can play together. Ruthie splashes in the wading pool. Jewel hides behind my legs. She gets... Wait. Go, Jewel. Go get the ball, I tell Jewel. Jewel looks at me. She gets up pretty quickly. Exhausted pretty quickly. I tell my friends that's a fancy word for tired. Yeah, well, Jewel gets her beauty rest. We have refreshments. Oh no, look what my sister is doing. Poor Jewel is terrified. Mom, come quick. Jewel is going to be sick. Gawk. Gawk. When we got our apron, I'm not letting her near, I say. My mom whispers she doesn't know better. She was trying to be nice. I know that. We take Jewel back to her house. She is perfect dog for Mrs. Devine, but maybe she isn't the perfect dog for us. So I'm so sad I can hardly get fancy when we go to the King Crown for dinner. On the way home, we drive by the animal shelter. Let's take a look, my mom says. All those dogs need a family to love them. I asked the lady, are there any fancy dogs here? And she says, I think I have just a dog for you. She said, she's funny and playful and smart and cuddly. Her name is Frenchie. Frenchie. I like the sound of that. Frenchie runs right to me and jumps in my lap. She likes it when my sister hugs her. Frenchie is the perfect dog for us. My dad says Frenchie is a Las Alas. Spanish, that is a very breed.
Unique.
Unique is fancy for one of a kind. You know what? Maybe that's even better than fancy. And at the beginning, she wants to have Miss Devine's dog, and so she asks her parents and Miss Devine, and they both say yes. So she babysits him for a while, and then her friends come. She has the puppy, and she says, "Wanna come over and play?" And they say yes. One dog splashes in the bathtub. I mean, not the bathtub, the wading pool, and then the other dog catches the ball, and she does it. She tells her dog to go get the ball, but she hides behind her legs, and they get tired really quickly. And so the next day, her sister, gets a wagon and puts a whole bunch of books. Then she puts the dog on top of it. Then she takes the wagon everywhere, and then she says that dog is gonna get sick. Then his brother cries her sister cries because he did something wrong, and the wrong thing was when he took the dog all over the place and he was going to get sick. So her mother took him inside and then gave her puppy back, and then they went out for dinner in the Crown place, and then she couldn't be happy because she didn't want to leave the puppy there, and so then the next day they got another big dog, and she said, "Yeah, I like this dog," and her name was Frenchie. And then she took her home, and all the other dogs came over, and she's really cuddly, and she's really playful, and she likes to snuggle in her lap. And so she ran to Fancy and knocked her over, and then they took her home, and they invited other big dogs to come play. Then one of them did one thing, the other one did the other thing. Bye!